Hello, thank you for joining me again for another Sunday snippet. I've been doing a very poor impression of being a domestic goddess today, so I thought I needed to get out for a bit of fresh air. So I'm cutting out the sound of the traffic behind, focusing in on the birds twittering around. I have to say, I think I upset a pair of pigeons who were very happily doing what pigeons like to do in the tree just there. They'll be back when I go in, so I don't feel too guilty about that. But this spot that I'm in is very precious to me. Some years ago I had a breakdown and I had 2 years during which I was not in a very good place, shall we say. And I would come out to this little bit of my yard where nobody can see me. So I could come out in my dressing gown. I could come out having not showered or washed my hair for several days. There was nobody here to judge me. And times like that, I didn't judge myself either, which was good. So on one occasion I came out and there was a mother wren teaching her 2 babies how to fly. She obviously decided that even though I was in a big fluffy dressing gown, that I wasn't a threat. So she carried on teaching her babies. I just stood stock still and watched. They flit from one tiny thin twig to another, and the twigs just didn't move. The babies were so tiny. Mum was there encouraging them. Not that I speak wren, but she was twittering away to them, so I presumed it was words of encouragement. And I was frozen cold, but I didn't feel it. I just stayed, watched and marvelled. So I wanted to come here to share a piece of poetry with you. Excuse me. It's written by a young lady called Lois Collins, and it's called Delightful Hush. And she's given me permission to read to you. I have to say, it is written from a place of knowing, a place of feeling, and that very much comes across. So the one I'm going to read to you is called Know You're Enough. And the birds are joining in, which is always good. Know you're enough when you're feeling so rough you can hardly get out of your bed. Know you're enough when your life is so tough and the fears whirl around in your head. Know you're enough when you can't do the stuff and you feel you're the last in the race. Know you're enough when you've run out of puff and it hurts just to look at your face. Cradle yourself in your own loving arms. You've been there for yourself all along. The darkest day can light up your way and prove you're incredibly strong. You've always known you're never alone. Just hold out your hand for support. Trust us, my friend, we'll be here till the end. If you fall, you will always be caught. So thank you to Lois for that. And I will put a link through if you'd like to buy one of her books on the written piece that goes with this. But those friends, you should be the top of your own list. No, let's lose the should. You are the top of your own list. You've not had a relationship with anybody any longer than you've had with yourself. You know yourself, though you might try and hide things from yourself. But you know your truth. You also know which friends you can turn to. Not the ones that say, oh, you should do this, you must do that. Oh, this worked for anti-flow. No, the friends that would sit there, just quietly, listening or just sharing the silence, maybe with an arm around you, just being there for you. Those are the friends that you keep close to you. Thank you for listening. And if you feel you can, then do share or press subscribe, press like, leave a comment. And if you leave a comment about Lois's poetry, I promise I will forward any comments to her. I know it will mean a lot to her. So thank you. Thank you for joining me once again. And take the greatest care that you can. Bye for now.